Hello everyone, it's Lindsay and I am back with another entry using the June Faith Art Box from Creative Retreat Kits. I'm continuing to work with the devotional content from the kit, which is working through John 16:1 through 33, and we are going to be documenting verse 33 today. So here you can see that actually happens to be on the back of the last entry that I did for you guys, and there's kind of a decent amount of bleed through, and so I'm going to show you how I cover that up and deal with that. I'm also going to be playing with these printables from Creative Retreat. These are a free printable that you can get as being part of the Facebook group, so I will link that down below. It's only available to those who are in that Facebook group, so definitely go check that out and pick up the free printable that was created to go along with the kit. And so I printed out this piece, that's this little drawn world on a piece of 65-pound white cardstock. And I'm going to be painting this and adding some glitter. So I know that sounds a little much, but I love how it came out. And sometimes I just love to spend a little bit more time on an entry, and other entries are super quick and easy. This is not one of those. So I did print this with my inkjet printer. So, and I'm going in with watercolor. And so I want to be very careful that I don't get this too wet, because it will make that ink kind of bleed and run. And also I am just working on really cheap, inexpensive cardstock, and so this is not meant to be watercolored on, so I'm trying to use as little water as possible. And I'm trying out this new watercolor. This is, I believe it's called Pacific Blue, and this is actually a handcrafted watercolor from an Etsy shop called Hydrocolor. I will link it down below. I received it in another package that I had received this month, and I'm just testing it out, and it is beautiful. It is this really pretty blue color with this kind of duochrome gold that's in it. I don't know, it's really pretty. I'll hold this up at the end and kind of tilt it in the light so you can see the shimmer that is in it. But it is super creamy. I did test it out in the back of my Bible, and it does not bleed through. So I will link that Etsy shop down below, and you can check that out. They have very limited stock, and so if you see something that you like, grab it, because it looks like, since it is handmade watercolors, they go quickly and colors change out pretty quick. So you can see here, once it's all dry, you can see the sparkly shimmer glitter. So pretty. And now we're gonna add even more glitter. So what you didn't see on camera, I cut it out. I had some, what I thought was double-sided adhesive from Silhouette, and I cut it all out in all the little pieces of the countries and adhered it all down, and then realized it wasn't double-sided. It was only single-sided adhesive-backed cardstock. And so I had to peel it up and do something different. So I'm going in with a Zig two-way glue pen, and this is like a ballpoint pen that has glue in it, and I am just scribbling some glue down into those blank areas and then sprinkling this really fine micro glitter. This glitter is from Martha Stewart. I don't know that this is made any longer, but you can find micro glitters from all kinds of different companies. And so I just picked out some yellows and oranges and pinks, colors that kind of went along with the kit this month, and I am just kind of adding on a combination of those colors onto the glue while it's still wet. I let this kind of dry. I hit it with my heat tool for a few seconds and then pushed the glitter into the glue, and just to make sure that the glitter, you know, is staying really well adhered into there. And so yes, this did take a little bit of effort. It was a little bit much, but I wanted this big, bold statement piece on my entry, and a lot of the other girls from the team had used this piece in some really creative ways, so definitely check out their videos and their blog posts. And I didn't want to do something like what they had already done, so I thought I would change it up a little bit. Some of the text does get covered in my entry. If you're not happy about that, you can either print this on clear label paper, or just scale it down, or just adhere it to the margin only. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could kind of get around that. But I wanted to show you these dry cloths. Now, I would suggest the Swiffer brand, not the Target brand like I have here, but these are meant to go on like a Swiffer dry sweeper broom thing. And I just cut them in half, and these grab a hold of the glitter on your desk and hold on to it, and so it makes it way easy to clean up glitter. I know glitter kind of scares people away in the craft world because it is messy and it gets everywhere, but these just grab all that glitter and hang on to it, and it's a super easy cleanup. So I'm going to take some white gesso and cover up some of that bleed through. And you can see those stickers aren't bleeding through, but you can just see, I don't know, the sticker outlines, and it's just not very pretty. So, and I don't want it to, you know, conflict with this big piece that I'm putting down there. So I'm going to tracing where this is going to go, and I want to make sure that I get white gesso kind of haloing around this, because I'm going to do some stamping around it. So I'm going to go ahead and brush on 2 coats of this white gesso. It did not reactivate the Neo Color 2 crayons that I had on the other side of this page. It was completely fine. It did not mess up the back page. And there's still some bleed through seen on this page, but this covers up most of it. So like I said, I'm working in John chapter 16, verse 33. And that says, I have said these things to you, and that's Jesus speaking, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. And so here Jesus is speaking to his disciples right before his crucifixion. And he is just assuring them that in him they can have peace. Nothing else will give you the kind of peace that Christ can give you, and he is offering that. And also here he is stating, you know, he has defied all the odds. I mean, he's done what nobody else can do. He died and then rose again 3 days later. And so he's telling them here he is overcome. He's overcome the world. And so he's just giving them this assurance, because they are going to be going through a really difficult time, you know, in the period of time after he dies and is resurrected and leaves, as kind of a transitional period for them. And so he's just wanting to give them assurance and peace about that. And so I'm going to just document that verse here on this page. I didn't really leave a whole lot of room for journaling. I have journaled this entry multiple times in my other journaling Bibles, so I wasn't too worried about that. I went ahead and dried that gesso, and then off screen adhered down that cardstock piece with just some dry adhesive tape, and then cut off the excess. And then now I can go in and stamp. So I'm using the stamp set that comes with the box this month. I will have that link down below. If you have not ordered one yet, they are still available, so you can run on over and grab one of those. I am stamping with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This is a pigment-based ink, and so it takes a little bit longer to dry when you're stamping over surfaces like gesso, so you just want to be careful. I was trying not to smear it, and then I did heat set it to make sure that it would fully dry. But I don't have to worry about bleed through at this point because I'm stamping over the top of gesso. So I did make sure to kind of bleed out that gesso around that cardstock piece, and that way the stamping really stood out and didn't get lost in the text that's on the page, but also it didn't bleed through and ruin the entry that I had on the other side. So I'm kind of using a mixture of the scripty words and the type font, and I am slightly curving the stamps on my stamp block. That's the nice thing about clear photopolymer stamps like this, is you can kind of bend them and shape them to fit around something like this globe shape. Super fun. I love how that came out. So it says, take heart because I have overcome the world. And then now I'm going to go in and kind of fuss with the cardstock stickers that come in the kit this month and kind of figure out how I want to fill in that space above this. At this point, I was kind of thinking I would leave some room for some journaling, but it just didn't look quite right. So I'm going to kind of fuss back and forth with these, and you can see I am storing all of my cardstock stickers on these little binder rings. So I have all the alpha stickers on one, and then all of the other sheet that has the word Fetty and things like that on another one. And so it makes it so easy to quickly flip through, and I am way more likely to use some of my older sets when they're like this. I'm not having to pull them out of my stash. They're all together, and so I can just quickly flip through and visually see if the colors match or if there's certain words or shapes or things like that that I'm looking for. So at this point, it's just going to say, have peace and take heart, for I have overcome the world. But we're going to add in a little bit more here. I did go ahead and outline all the stickers just to bring in some more of that black up further, since that's what I stamped in. And the entire thing will say, brothers and sisters, have peace and take heart because I have overcome the world. That ampersand piece came from a past Faith Art box. I'm not sure that it's available anymore, but you can definitely check out the Creative Retreat shop. She has some past kits available, and then stamp sets from past kits still available. So you can kind of search through there and see what's available. I did say that I would show you how to use these circular stickers as tabs, and so I have these clear epoxy stickers, and I want to show you something real quick here that's kind of interesting. These ones on the left are from Hobby Lobby, and the ones on the right are from Amazon. I got them the exact same week, and you can see the ones on the left have yellowed over time, and so I've had these for about 2 years, and the Amazon ones have stayed crystal clear, and the Hobby Lobby ones have yellowed. So if you're going to grab these, grab the ones from Amazon. I'll have them linked down below, and they are the 1-inch clear epoxy stickers. They perfectly fit over those circle cardstock stickers, and they just kind of give them some dimension and give them some more sturdiness to use as a tab. For the stickiness on the back, I just use my EK Success powder tool, dusted over there, and that takes away the stickiness. I'll finish that up with some more wonky heart stickers and a date stamp, and that is it for the entry today. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Head on over to the blog to check out the corresponding blog post with more close-up photos, and you can see everything else the other ladies are working on. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.